What is the 4-step rep in a lat pull down? Well, we're gonna tighten your back before you move. What does that mean when I say tighten your back? That means that you're gonna squeeze your back muscles, and I'm gonna think about my back, taking my elbow and drawing it, literally tightening so hard that it's pulling my elbow down and in. Now, this is a lot different than me just mindlessly yanking on the weight like they're doing at crunch. That's not what we're doing. We are mindfully engaging your back and making your back pull your elbows as opposed to your elbows just going down. Big time difference. Tightening first. Step 2 is squeezing through the range. Step 3, you're gonna squeeze and hold at the end of the range. And then step 4, that's the major decision point. Do I let the weight pull me up? Or do I actually use my back muscles, maintain my tension, and do the E part of our 10, which is give your effort and execution to fight this load all the way back to the starting position. Now let's look at that again. If I'm here and I do what they do at crunch, and that is let this thing pull me up, well, my muscles aren't really working there. There's a big difference between me mindfully engaging my back and fighting this weight. Look at you can just see the difference instantly in what it is to fight the eccentric or just let the weight pull you. Do you understand that every single rep, if you let that weight pull you up, you lost half of the exercise? So some of you clowns think you can mindlessly yank on weight and you're getting out of half of the resistance and get my results? No, it doesn't work that way.
Oh my God, I'm just playing with them now, yeah. Oh my God, what she's saying, say it loud, yeah.
So remember, you're gonna position your hips all the way back in the seat. I'm gonna have my trunk position relatively vertical, keeping my elbows under this bar, tightening my back. I'm pulling in this wide arc, drawing my elbows down into the side of my rib cage. I'm not letting my elbows flare out this way. I'm trying to keep them directly under that bar. And I'm gonna fight the resistance all the way back up. Shoulder blades are gonna drift up towards my ears, tightening my back first. This is the tension component of it, the mind-muscle connection. Squeeze and hold. Fight it all the way back up. Shoulder blades are drifting up. That's time. I'm going to take it a little bit longer. Remember, we've got a window of time, 45 seconds all the way to 90. I think I've got one more in me. Last one. I'm really trying my best to keep my elbows under this bar and not let them pop out. I can't pull any lower, maintaining proper form. So now I'm just gonna fight the load all the way back up. So what's an advanced skill that you saw there? It's me maintaining my position when I was tired. When I got to about right here, I knew that to complete this rep, I had to do this kind of a thing, and I avoided my body's natural attempt of escape. So form is always number one on this. Now, remember, part of our 10 is effort and execution. That's the E. So the execution part of this is the 4-step rep. What is the 4-step rep in a lat pull down? Well, we're gonna tighten your back before you move. What does that mean when I say tighten your back? That means that you're gonna squeeze your back muscles, and I'm gonna think about my back, taking my elbow and drawing it, literally tightening so hard that it's pulling my elbow down and in. Now, this is a lot different than me just mindlessly yanking on the weight like they're doing at crunch. That's not what we're doing. We are mindfully engaging your back and making your back pull your elbows as opposed to your elbows just going down. Big time difference. Tightening first. Step 2 is squeezing through the range. Step 3, you're going to squeeze and hold at the end of the range. And then step 4, that's the major decision point. Step 4 is this. When you get all the way down, you've got a big decision to make. And that is, do I let the weight pull me up? Or do I actually use my back muscles, maintain my tension, and do the E part of our 10, which is give your effort and execution to fight this load all the way back to the starting position. Now let's look at that again. If I'm here and I do what they do at crunch, and that is let this thing pull me up, well, my muscles aren't really working there. There's a big difference between me mindfully engaging my back and fighting this weight. Look at I mean, you can just see the difference instantly in what it is to fight the eccentric or just let the weight pull you. Do you understand that every single rep, if you let that weight pull you up, you lost half of the exercise? So some of you clowns think you can mindlessly yank on weight and you're getting out of half of the resistance and get my results? No, it doesn't work that way. And so when you actually look at these things strategically and break these things down, you realize it's not even about being a clown, how much you're not getting from the thing that you're trying to get something from, because you're too worried about how much freaking weight you're lifting, as opposed to the things that matter. What are those things? Time, tension, execution, and effort, and going near failure. Let's go set number 2. Time has started. Hips are back, chest is up. I'm gonna tighten my back before I move. That's step number 1 of the 4-step rep. Step 2 is I'm gonna tighten my back so hard that my back is drawing my elbows down and in towards the side of my rib cage while keeping my elbows under this bar. Step 3 is I'm going to squeeze and hold at the end of the range. And I'm not just holding, I'm squeezing my back as hard as I can. And then step 4 is I'm going to fight this weight all the way back to the starting position, which, as I went over before, that's way different than we're doing at crunch and just letting this weight fly back up. Tightening first. This is rep number 2, and I'm already really freaking fatigued. That's time. I'm gonna squeeze for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fight every inch. And that really freaking sucked. Rest. You go tell your friends, I did 2 reps on a lat pull down. Or you actually, let's say you even told most strength coaches around the country, they would think that you're lifting for power and I'd probably assume you did like a 5 or 6 second set. I just did 2 reps in a minute. Why do reps not tell you anything? Because you have no clue how somebody got to the number they got to. The only way you know is to look at the variables. Once again, time under tension is not a training methodology. Do you know what that means? A training methodology is a random system somebody creates that isn't controlling other things. It's a system of saying, here's how you get there, and then here are the variables of how to get there. Time under tension is not that. It is a variable. Does that make sense? In other words, time under tension is part of the equation of our 10 philosophy that helps us get to the thing we're after, which is muscle growth. But it's a variable, and it's not a constant. It has a window, 45 seconds to 90. It's not some of you clowns think time under tension means slow training. Time under tension could be a 10-second set. It's only a measure of time. You can't escape time under tension. It is a thing. If you lift a weight, you're under tension for an amount of time. It is not a thing that has a positive or a negative. It is just a thing. So just so you know, time under tension does not mean slow training, and it does not mean lightweight. Let's go set number 3. I'm gonna start my timer. So our time under tension only means that we're under tension for a minute. What happens in that minute is all the other variables, which is the mind-muscle connection, execution, our technique, and basically going at whatever speed we can with control. Now we can play with this. For instance, I'm gonna pick up my tempo a little bit. I can squeeze and move a little bit quicker. I'm still gonna be under tension for the same amount of time. And I'm still under control. This is an okay tempo. I have not given any specific or direct tempo guidelines. The only guidelines I've given you guys is move at the tempo you can with control and with the mind-muscle connection. And that's gonna change for each and every one of you. I can tell you I'm about dead. Time is up. Let's see if I can fight through it. That's that near failure component. Round 3. What was the MGB-10? Time. I went a little bit over 60 seconds. Tension. That was my ability to fight the weight that I chose, which was 105. The ease, my effort, and my execution. I never lost form, and I always kept my effort. And what was the end? You saw me going near failure. So that's what I want you to examine each time. If the weight you chose didn't allow you to maintain good form, you need to go down. If the weight you chose didn't take you near failure, you need to go up, or you need to increase the mind-muscle connection. 18 seconds. Guys, I've never actually came up with something this specific that outlined it all. And it's a light bulb hit me this week of how to do this. And like I said, it took me, I mentioned in my intro, 15 years to figure out why people were getting to rep number 10 and it wasn't hard, and then why they thought they were done. So these things take time, and it takes dedication and learning to master these things. Last set, let's hit this thing. Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna start a little bit heavier, and this is an example of why we don't always have to lift lighter loads. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do a drop set. And what a drop set is gonna do, it's gonna ensure that I'm working not only towards near failure, but I'm really gonna push the effort even more on this set. And I may even push the time under tension a little bit higher. So all these variables we can play with. I'm gonna set my timer for 1.5 minutes. 4-step rep, tighten my back before I move. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is I'm gonna tighten my back so hard that my back is moving me to the end range. Step number 3, I'm gonna squeeze and hold. And then step number 4 is I'm gonna make my back fight the load all the way up instead of letting the load just come up. So I'm getting to the point where my execution is still there, but it's getting less. So let's drop the weight. We're gonna keep going. Max execution for a certain time under tension with a certain effort, taking yourself near failure. Fighting all the way back up. That was kind of a shitty ending, but everything else was good. I'm hoping I'm near about a minute and a half. I got 9 seconds. I'm done. That's all I got. Okay, we're not done because I want to show you one more freaking time. How are they doing this at Crunch Fitness? And why is it so much less effective than what we're doing here? We're gonna go 10 reps. 10 reps set. I'll just keep the same weight on here. Give myself a little anchor. Okay, 10 reps. No. Okay, 10 reps. We're at crunch. How long is it gonna take us? Starting our timer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's really swing back. 6. Now we're at crunch. Let's do really heavy weight. 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna grunt really loud. 10. About 11 seconds. Felt nothing on that. It's not the reps that matter. It's how long your muscles are under tension for, and then how much effort did you give while you're under tension. There's a lot more to this equation than reps. And there's a lot more to this equation than reps. It's time, tension, effort, execution, and taking yourself near failure. That's the MGB-10. Let's go to our next exercise. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this beneficial. If you did, please hit the like, the subscribe button. This will help me and ensure that my content reaches more people on YouTube. If you want to join the MGB officially, you can scroll down in the description and there are 2 links. One is to the Apple App Store and the other is to the Google Play Store. And you can join my app for free and view some free content. And I also have some really in-depth programs. I have a complete blueprint that's gonna walk you through how you can build muscle the most efficiently and the safest way possible. I hope you join me next time.